Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to go through the admin panel for the CHI study and discuss the functionalities that are in the admin panel. Before we jump into the functionality, however, I'm going to go over 3 items. First, I want to discuss how we got to this screen. So we are currently on the stage or testing environment of the admin panel, and looking at the URL is the best way to identify which environment you're in. So we have CHG Initiative, which is the study name, .hchtech.io. Whenever you see hchtech.io, that is going to denote that we are in the stage or testing environment. Then you see this /admin, and that is going to get you to the admin panel. Now, if we were on the live or production environment, what you would see is chginitiative.eurekaplatform.org instead of the hhtech.io, and then /admin. So that's how you would get to the admin panel on stage and on production. Next, all admins must request an account using the Request Admin Account button, which is right here. And I'm not going to go through the steps of requesting an admin account, but I am going to talk you through them briefly. So you're going to click on Request Admin Account. You're going to fill out this screen, click on Continue Request. You're going to download the Duo mobile app on your phone, and then you are going to self-certify that you are a member of the CHI team that has been IRB approved and you are able to access study participant PHI. Once you've gone through that entire process and you've put in your request, a study admin user, most likely a study manager for your team, is going to review the request and then approve you. Now, the reason why we have these additional layers of security are because we don't want anybody accessing PHI data without being IRB approved and able to access that data. So each time you log in to the admin account, you're going to be required to go through that 2-factor authentication with Duo. And we're going to go through that process right now so you can get a bit of an understanding of how that works. But Duo authentication is just a secondary method of identifying yourself. So you've created an email and password. That's the first level of identification. And then adding your phone number and receiving a push message on your phone is the second layer of authentication, just ensuring that you are who you are. Okay, so I created a test admin user, so I'm going to go ahead and type that in now. Let's try that one more time. Difficult password. Okay, and now you see this Duo mobile screen, and so I'm going to click on Send Me a Push, which is the recommended method of authentication. I'm going to receive a push notification on the app from the Eureka admin panel. I'm going to accept that, and now as you can see, we are on the CHI admin panel. Okay, the last item I wanted to talk about before we jump into the functionality is that right now I'm currently on a generic study admin role on the CHI account. your screen might look slightly different based off of the privileges that you have. So whether you're a study manager versus a regular generic study admin, your screen might be slightly different. You might have more features, but the most important features that we are discussing today are the participants section, reports, and messages. And you can access these areas by clicking on the participants, messages, or reports here, or by going to the header and clicking on them. Either way that you choose to navigate to these areas is fine. I'm going to go ahead and start off with clicking on participants. And here we see a list of all participants who have signed up for the CHI study. We see this information at a bird's eye view. And then we also have this search bar as well to expedite your search in case you know the ID, name, email, etc. of the person that you are searching for, or the user that you are searching for. Okay, so we have total users, we have active users, consented users, and confirmed users. And then we also have participant ID, and this column is essentially just the Eureka ID. So the ID that was assigned to the study participant once they registered for the study. We have name, email address, date of birth, whether or not they are an active participant in the study, if they've consented to the study, the date that they consented, and if they confirmed their email address. Now, a note about confirmed email, this column right here. It is not required by the Eureka platform that study participants confirm their email address, which is why these users have not confirmed their email address. In addition, it is not required by the CHI study that participants confirm their email address. So you can ultimately just go ahead and just disregard this column for now. And the last column we have here is handoff. And what handoff does is it's a feature that allows the admin user to switch between an admin user and a specific participant. So you can go directly into this participant's account if you click on this Go button in the handoff column. I would advise not using this column unless you need to. So if the participant has a bug, maybe an issue that they're experiencing that they're not able to really communicate and is really confusing, and you have to see it for whatever reason in order to assist them, then you can use this handoff tool, but it isn't recommended, and it's definitely not recommended while the participant is going through the consenting process. We want to stay away from using the handoff tool as much as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the other side of the screen and look back at this participant ID column. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to click on the Eureka ID, and let's go ahead and just click on this one. Okay, so in this area you can see the participant's name, email, there's a password field, and then the participant's date of birth. So you can edit the information in these fields. So in terms of name and email address, if the participant had a typo during registration, you could go into here and you could edit it for the participant. Additionally, if you need to change a participant's password, you can enter in their new password here and then click Save. However, participants can change their own password on the Eureka app or the website, but granted, sometimes it can be easier to help participants directly and then share that password with them. If you make any changes to any of these fields, make sure you do save them. Okay, on the top right-hand corner, we see two checkboxes. The first one is for email confirmed. So this just means that the user's email has been verified. And again, the Eureka platform does not require that participants confirm their email address, and neither does CHI specifically. So you will most likely rarely see this box checked. The second checkbox is how you can mark a participant as a test user. Only mark participants as test if you truly know they are indeed test users. By marking someone as a test user, this filters the user out of study maintenance and study data exports. It also prevents study messages from being sent to that participant. Granted, right now we are in the stage or testing environment, so it is assumed that all of the users in this environment are test users, so you do not need to check this box. However, when you are on the live or production environment and you create a test user, make sure you do check this box to make sure that they are filtered out of reports and that they don't skew your data. Any changes that you make here, make sure you also save them. In the box labeled status, you can hover over the tooltips to learn about the different statuses a participant can have. Most participants will be active. If someone wishes to withdraw from the study, you'll need to update the radio button to withdrawn. And then you would scroll down and hit save. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the participants area. And I'm going to click on a participant's name, and we'll go back to the participant that we were looking at. So by clicking on a participant's name, the participant's individual profile is loaded. The first tab is Basic Information, and we see the participant's contact information, so this participant's email address, and we can see how and if they've consented to the study. So this participant consented via e-consent, which is the method by which all CHI participants will be consented. And in an e-consent, the participant would click either agree or disagree to be a part of the study. These consents can be downloaded from the admin panel, and they will be time-stamped and dated with the participant's name. Here as well, you can see the date of when the participant approved the consent. The second tab is the Activities tab. This tab outlines where a participant is in the study in real time. Our system groups activities by e-visits. So in the first collection activities, or the baseline visit, we have e-visit 1. By clicking on the section names, you'll see an accordion style drop down of all the activities within the section. A green check mark means that the activity has been completed, as you can see here on these surveys. A gray circle means that the activity is open. And then a red X means that the activity has expired, which is not shown here. When a new e-visit of activities is available for a participant, they will be visible in the Activities tab. Some activities have an expiration date. If an activity does not have an expiration timestamp, it does not expire, as is the case with these surveys. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the Messages tab.